I'd say my childhood was mostly normal, other than my dad. I didn't have a good father figure. He was not very nice, and he used to tell people I wasn't his kid. I think that's where a lot of my problems stemmed from, was, searching for that fatherly love that I didn't get and finding it in the wrong places. I ended up getting in a relationship with a terrible person, and he beat me up pretty bad. And amitriptyline was like a medicine they prescribed me for migraines. It was like right there, so I grabbed it and I took whatever was in my hand. My mom found me. I was non-responsive, and so I was on life support in the hospital. And when I woke up, I was scared, knowing, that I could have been dead if she hadn't been there. So I went to Florida to a place called Beaches Recovery. During that time, I was kidnapped and basically shoved in a car and drugged. When I came to, I was like in the middle of nowhere. I ended up being stuck there for 5 months, and they were human trafficking. So during that time, I basically lost every ounce of my identity. I didn't know who I was or what I wanted. I just felt like there was nothing for me to be here for. One of the other guys let me know that they were going out of town and said, if you want to leave, run. I just ran. I saw a car and I asked them to take me to the airport. As soon as I got back here, I went straight to a different treatment place in Texas because they forced me to do heroin the whole time I was there. And so I was withdrawing really bad. I did good for about, it was always 3 or 4 months I'd be good. And then somebody that I knew would offer me something and I'd be like, okay. And then there I am back at square one. Back before all of this, when I was 13, this guy contacted me on Facebook. To me, he was my best friend. After a while, I was I looked forward to talking to him. I looked forward to hearing from him. It was he was more of a friend than any of my friends that I had. It just always seemed like he called at the times when I wasn't doing well. I remember I was at the Midtown Motel. He calls, it's probably 11 o'clock at night, and just, how are you doing? And, it wasn't good. And I told him, and he said he would get me a ticket to come there the next day. So I just agreed and said, okay. I didn't want to be where I was at, and so that's the only reason I agreed. He picked me up from the train station, and then he tells me that he's posting me online. So I knew exactly what he meant when he said that, just because of what I went through when I was kidnapped. The only difference was that he was never mean. He didn't never hurt me or talk down to me. So I thought he loved me, and he would tell me that he did. So I didn't really know what that kind of love was supposed to look like. And to me, it felt good, I guess. So I had warrants, and I ended up getting arrested in Arizona. So I went to prison. I was put into the hole for 30 days. You're lucky if there's a Bible in the room, which there was one in mine. So that's what I did. I just sat there and I read it. And I knew I needed to change. So the whole time I'm I need to change. I have to do this. And during the time in prison, I realized that nothing I could do was going to change me, that only God could change me. My stepdad flew up and bonded me out. I was able to come home, and I was going to celebrate recovery and church. It was hard finding a job when I got back, because when I get a background check, it comes back with the charges that I got. I heard about Mona Ash and Bridges, so I got into that group, and Mona is my go-to like if I ever need anything or if I ever just have something that I need to talk about, like I can just go to her. I started biblical counseling at Harmony with Lisa Odo. I told her, I didn't know what love looked like. How do I know whether it's good or whether it's real love or fake, And so we wrote up a list and she kind of explained to me, we used that one person and like what did that look like and then what real love should look like. So, and that kind of helped me to see what it should and shouldn't look like, which was very helpful, and I still have that paper to this day and I still look at it. I've been clean and sober since July 3rd of 2022. My relationship with my dad is, I would say it's restored. I've forgiven him. I love him and I'm not gonna hold that over his head. My relationship with God, ever since I was kidnapped, I was very angry. That was a long time that I was angry with him. The love and compassion that I get from him and the comfort and the peace, feeling his love shows me what that looks like, and realizing that I don't need that from anyone else, that his love is enough for me.